All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today we got a lot to talk about. We're going to look at something that's really great for crypto and why you need to pay attention to this, okay? We're going to look at a lot of other news updates that have happened in the space since this live stream that we did yesterday. Again, we do these live streams Monday through Friday on this channel. Just subscribe, turn on notifications. You'll find out about those whenever we go live. We're going to check out the cryptocurrency markets, answer some of your questions, and a lot more. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step-by-step, start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Last but not least, nothing I'm saying this video is designed to be financial advice, and there's lots of scammers down in the comment section below, in the comment section, in live chat, wherever. I'll never give you my phone number. Like, that's absolutely crazy, and I'll never ask you to give me money, all right? So, all right, we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Culturized, Automatic Beats, David Stone. I am Jadine. I hope I'm saying that right. Brick, Sam, welcome. All right, so let's jump into this. So let's talk about a theme that's been playing out in crypto for the past year or so, and a continuation on this theme that's really good. Okay, so let's talk about how crypto, how blockchain technology, realizes its full potential. And what does that full potential look like? It looks like, people talk about mass adoption of blockchain technology. Basically, that means a significant portion of the entire world's population using blockchain right now. And I maybe refine that a little bit, say significant portion of the world that's using, advanced Web 2.0 and sophisticated financial technology. A significant portion of those people actually using blockchain in some way. So how do we do that? Well, we always talk about the limitations of blockers, like, the technical limitations of blockchains, scalability, transaction speed, transaction cost, all that stuff, getting those problems better, fixing the technical barriers. But then even if you have those things in place, you actually have to onboard the users. And so there's different ways that people do this, okay? So one of them is basically going down the crypto rabbit hole. That's probably how you got into crypto if you're watching this video. It's probably how other people typically what happens is you hear about this Bitcoin thing or this ETH thing or maybe some other coin, right, that went up a lot in price. Maybe you saw somebody buy a new car and you ask them, like, hey, how did you do that? And you just saw the cryptocurrency prices going up. And then that sort of led you down the rabbit hole of the technology itself. It's called the rabbit hole way, okay? And that's how I got into crypto in the first place. I got interested in blockchain technology because cryptocurrency prices shot up like crazy. It caught my attention, and it caught, I went down the rabbit hole further to the technology itself. Super glad I did. So that's one way. The other way is basically crypto just being integrated into what you already use now. And so instead of you seeking it out, like, it just gets put in front of you. And we're seeing people get into the space that way. And it really, this looks like crypto getting seamlessly integrated into places where people already are doing things, okay? So we've seen this with, lots of major payment processors and other financial services integrating crypto into their applications. We've seen this with PayPal, lots of others, okay? But there's a couple new developments that I want to talk about today that are following on this because it's really important for blockchain, for crypto to continuously get integrated into things people already use now, because that's really going to help move the needle for mass adoption. So the first one I want to talk about is actually getting integrated into traditional financial products, okay? This has been a big theme this year. We've seen lots of, ETF applications in the pipeline, a few approvals so far, okay, as far as futures ETFs go in the traditional financial system. We talk about this for Bitcoin, why it's such a big deal. And now what I've been saying is, to me, it's just a matter of time till we see these ETFs continue to get approved for spot ETFs and also other cryptocurrencies. And so one of the new designs that I want to look at today is actually from Bloomberg Crypto. So U.S. regulators are more likely to approve an Ethereum futures-based ETF than a fund that holds Bitcoin directly. This is from Bloomberg Intelligence, okay? So I don't think I have the Bloomberg subscription right now, so it won't let me read the full article. We'll see. I'll see if I get lucky. Nope. No dice. I mean, I could sign up, but I just don't really want to do it here live on camera. Maybe I'll get that fixed next time we can actually look at some of the articles, but who knows? Maybe I might get in trouble for showing them on YouTube. We'll see. Okay, so anyways, the idea of an ETH ETF, futures ETF at least, getting approved is a big deal because, like I said, that's going to put more crypto in front of people that's using these products already. Some people think that the ETFs aren't that big of a deal because there's lots of ways people can get exposure to cryptocurrencies already. There's great exchanges. There's different ways to do, futures-like products with crypto already. But I think it's great because, like I say, it's putting it in front of people. It's allowing them to get exposure in ways they're already comfortable with. So that's a big deal. So the other big thing in terms of crypto being, presented to people where they're already using financial services is with this story that came up yesterday. Because with ETFs, right, like you're already dealing with people who have an above average financial literacy. Most likely. Okay, it's about futures ETF for sure. That person likely has a above average financial literacy, which is going to be a smaller percentage of the population. But what about when you start putting crypto in front of everyday people who use things that almost everybody uses, like online banks, for example, okay? Now, almost everybody has some sort of bank account. Now, it's not totally true about crypto, at least the past narrative's been about banking the unbanked. But generally speaking, lots of people have bank accounts, a lot more than, use, buy futures ETFs, put it that way. So yesterday, Australia's largest bank is reportedly planning to add crypto support to its app, okay? So the Australian Financial Review reported Tuesday that Commonwealth Bank, the country's top bank, is planning to integrate crypto into its digital app. So citing sources with knowledge in the process. So you need an official announcement about this type of thing. But if we take it at face value, if this is actually true, this is a huge step forward because this is the type of thing that can definitely onboard lots of people. And even if those people don't, take action through that app alone, you got to think about like any type of advertising or conversion cycle. It's the more impressions they have on crypto, the more they see the ability to buy crypto in multiple different places, the more they see the social proof of other people they know buying crypto, the more they hear about it in the news. All these different touch points, like eventually that person gets way, way, way more likely to convert. So if you have all these little drops that drip over time, eventually that balance is probably going to tip the other way for that person. It's like if you think about that book, like The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, it's a similar type of idea. Now, some people just see it and they just start buying and that's like all they need. But some people have a much longer, kind of customer journey, so to speak, before they would get into something like that. And this is a great additional stepping stone, I would say, on that journey. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple other things here. So another quick update on the ENS airdrops. We talked about this yesterday in our live stream about how you might have a chance to get some free cryptocurrency with airdrop. We've seen lots of airdrops. I've talked about them on this channel for over a year now. We've seen massive ones just from people just using cryptocurrency apps or dApps, decentralized applications, DeFi apps, whatever they are. Lots of times they have these like loyalty programs where these applications will launch a token because they're converting. They are decentralizing. They're going to create a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, and then they basically have to distribute the token some way. So they do an airdrop where they basically say, all right, if you use the app in some way before a certain time period, we're going to take a snapshot of all those people, and we're going to take like half of all of our tokens and just like distribute them to all these people. Or we're going to give you an allowance that you can claim. Okay, so that's how the airdrop works. I know sometimes it gets a little misleading. They're not going to just show up in your wallet. You actually have to claim them. But we're seeing that with Ethereum Name Service, or ENS. So I talked about this briefly yesterday, so I won't belabor the whole idea. But ENS is like a domain name for your Ethereum wallet. You might see these .eth names floating around on social media, like ENS.eth. Whatever your name is, you could have a .eth handle here that points to your Ethereum address. And basically, they're going to have a token for their DAO. And if you've used ENS before, I believe October 31st in some way, then whatever wallets you've used that with should be eligible for this. So we have some rules here. We can go through those. So there's a total blog post. I'll just put a tweet. I'll just put a link to the Twitter thread here and the chat replay, so you can go check that out. So here's the token allocation, how it works. Let's they outline in the tweet thread, but let's actually look it up in the article because I think you can see the graphs and stuff better. So ENS token allocation claiming opens November 8th. So again, you have to claim these. You probably have to pay the gas fee, but most likely your tokens are going to be worth more than the gas fee if you use ENS for a while. So basically, here's the token distribution. Half of the tokens are going to the community treasury. So let's say 25% is going to the airdrops. It's not half. But the community treasury is probably what the DAO is going to govern, and so these funds might be, distributed. Maybe you have a project or something that you can issue a proposal for the ENS. That's the cool thing about blockchain is like if you you could work for a DAO, basically. Like it's kind of changing the game. Whereas you might have seen this. Maybe you're a freelancer. Maybe you've written a proposal where, I don't know, maybe you apply for a grant or something like that where there's a big fund where you could, people can say, okay, we're going to release funds to work on this project. And you kind of create your own job that way. Well, you can do the same thing in crypto. Like you can just propose an idea that's good for the DAO. And if they like it, they could potentially vote on it and fund it. So anyways, but look at the airdrop. So to the users, 25% of the total supply. Basically, it's going to be a retroactive airdrop. So basically, they're going to look at all the past time that you've held an ENS name, do a multiplier by that, and if you have registered an ENS name now, however long your registration is for, they're going to take that period and use a multiplier, but they're also going to cap it at 8 years. So let's say clearly Ethereum hasn't been out for 8 years, so you can't have registered domain name for 8 years already. But if you're in the future, let's say you registered your ENS name for 50 years. Well, they're only going to say, 8 years maximum. Okay, so if you have a 10, 50, whatever, you don't get credited for all that time. It's just eight years maximum. And it's also per account, not per name. Okay, so I guess if you held an ENS name on one account and moved it, I don't have total clarification on exactly how that's going to work out here. The best thing to do is just take whatever wallet you think is eligible at the time of the airdrop and just go see if you can click a button and see if you are eligible. That's the best way to get clarity. But here's the rules, at least in the blog post. So if you have your ENS record set as your primary ENS name, or you have your reverse record set, so basically you go to the ENS Dapp and you click on your settings and you click make this my primary ENS name. I forget what the setting's called. It used to be called reverse record. You're going to get a 2x multiplier. So basically for all your past registration, you take the number of days. So if it's a year, 365 days, multiply it by 0.27. So about a quarter of, you'd be 80 something token. I don't know, something like that. Just quick math off the top of my head. And 0.067 times the number of days in the future that you would have for your next one. And if you have the primary record set, then you multiply those tokens by 2. And so let's see, they also have their token address. So let's just see here. I want to actually kind of speculate. Let's see how. Okay, so they have the token here. So it's 100 million tokens. So anybody got a guess on what the market cap would be? We could do some quick math here. So we can kind of speculate on what your airdrop might be. So if you have a domain name right now, or let's say you have an ENS name that's been registered for 2 years or for a year or something like that, let's actually do some math. So let's just assume a scenario where you have an ENS name that's been there for a year, so 365 days times let's see what the multiplier is, 0.27. That means you would get 98 tokens, so it's a little higher than I was estimating earlier. And let's say it's your primary record set, you get 197 tokens for just having the domain name for a year. So 197 tokens let's say it's 100 million tokens. Let's say it's $1 billion market cap. I don't know if that's going to be that high, but let's just say it is. And each token's worth $10. So if you had a domain name registered for a year, you'd have close to $2,000 in airdrop contributions. So we'll see. There's a lot of assumptions in there. I don't know if it's going to be worth $1 billion, but it might be. What do y'all think down in the comment section below? Do you have an idea of what the market cap would be for the ENS tokens? So if you buy somebody asked for buy the .eth domain name now, can you get to be a part of the airdrop? So I don't think so. So basically, it's gonna if you had the domain name before, whatever your domain name and settings were on October 31st or before. So I think if you take action now, you're not gonna get airdropped. The whole idea is like loyalty. You know what I mean? If you've been part of crypto before or been part of this application before, it's like retroactive airdrop for their customer base. Okay, so let's look at a couple other things. Let's go and look at the crypto markets here. Okay, so I think this has definitely cooled off in the last 24 hours or so. I've already seen some people like tweeting out McDonald's hats and all this type of stuff. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think anything that I've been saying over the past, week or so has changed, or a couple weeks. I've been saying that we would likely see some resistance close to these all-time high numbers. If we saw some sort of correction, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think anything about the long-term outlook would change. Nothing has fundamentally changed the assumption that we're continuing on this trend, okay? Because, I say it like a broken record. I'll say it every video if I have to. My long-term investment thesis is that as you create technology that has, real benefits to the end user, that has demand for that technology, that more people start using it for that reason. And insofar as cryptocurrency is inextricably linked to that technology, that the value of that network can accrue to the cryptocurrencies themselves. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, we see all these ETFs getting approved for Bitcoin. We see DeFi taking off like a rocket ship. We see Ethereum, metrics going up and up and up and up in terms of usage statistics and adoption. And based on my thesis, then the prices of the cryptocurrencies themselves should follow that. Now, not perfectly, okay? It's a correlation with a certain coefficient, okay? It's not like perfectly, but that's the general trend relative to adoption. And the general trend of adoption is parabolic. Yeah. It's looking good. Somebody says, for the ENS token, it would be worth more than $1 billion in market cap in the long run. So if that's true, and you just get the ENS airdrop and you hold on to it, then if you just registered a domain name for the past, year, if you've had that for that long, and it's been set as your primary name, then you get $2,000 in airdrop. Now, you're going to have to pay some gas fees to claim that stuff, but I mean, how much do you care? You just got $2,000 for free. So that's assuming that the market cap is that level. So we don't exactly know. Basically, what's going to happen, the market's going to decide. What's going to happen is they're going to airdrop the tokens, then a bunch of people are going to scatter to claim them, and they're just going to go straight to Uniswap and stick them in liquidity pools or SushiSwap, whatever. And then people are just going to start swapping them, and a lot of people are going to cash out for stable coins as soon as they get that airdrop. And then you'll start seeing the price move up and down on Uniswap. That's how it works. Someone says $2,500 gas fee. No, it won't be that much. So a couple other cool pieces of news here. So we do see this, it'd be interesting to see if this ends up working or not. So Coinbase is testing a new subscription service with zero trading fees and prioritized support. So this looks like a new business model. There might be some fine print here for sure. But basically, Coinbase right now makes money off fees primarily. So you go and you buy any cryptocurrency, whether it's on Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, and anytime you trade one cryptocurrency for another or any US dollar for crypto, they get a fee. They also usually sell it to you at a premium if you do a market buy, or on Coinbase if you just click the buy button. So you're taking a hit two ways, and they're making money two ways. But here we have some interesting news that they're planning on trying to test out a new model where they're basically going to let you pay a subscription service. I'm assuming it's like a monthly service, and then you don't have to trade for fees. And they're testing this out for a small number of users, it looks like. Yeah, monthly subscription service. And it gives them access to higher quality market data and margin investing. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. This is from Robinhood. Sorry, I don't want to spread misinfo. So in a sense, Coinbase is taking a leaf from the playbook of other retail-oriented brokerage firms. For example, Robinhood offers a service dubbed Robinhood Gold, a monthly subscription service that gives users access to higher quality market data and margin investing. So sorry, that's not what Coinbase is doing necessarily. That's what Robinhood's doing. They're just saying it looks similar. So this is interesting. So we're focused on the long term where we will continue to diversify our offerings. Today, we are primarily investing, but interestingly enough, we're seeing over 20% of our users engaging with multiple products, from staking to earning to borrowing and lending. I mean, I think the savings and lending can actually be a big deal for crypto, for Coinbase. I mean, it is for crypto, but I mean for Coinbase users, especially when you just get people who are more steeped in traditional finance, like getting in and becoming those users because they're used to this type of stuff, like having margin accounts, being able to take out loans against their assets, all that type of stuff. And if Coinbase can provide better, experience, where people, the whole idea is like, let's say you bought Bitcoin at, I don't know, some low price, and then you hold a bunch of Bitcoin and now it goes up, or Ether or whatever, a Dogecoin, doesn't matter. As long as it's in, well, it might matter. I haven't used the Coinbase product for savings and lending, so I don't know. It might matter. Maybe it's only Bitcoin. Maybe it's only something. I don't know. But let's say you bought it. It goes up a lot, and you want to use some of that money to give yourself a personal loan. Well, you can just like collateralize your Bitcoin and then take out, some small percentage out as a loan. And maybe you're doing, you can do whatever with that as long as you pay it back. You can use it as a bridge loan. You could use it to buy other things that make you money and then pay yourself back later. You can use it to trade altcoins. Doesn't matter. It's your money. I'll answer a couple questions here. I got a couple other news stories I want to look at, but what's a gas fee? A gas fee is the fee that you pay whenever you go trade on Uniswap, whenever you send a cryptocurrency from one account to another. If you use MetaMask, you'll see it. Someone says the NFT Masterclass still has spots open for tomorrow to sign up. Yeah, there's a link down in the description below. We are going to do the NFT Masterclass tomorrow. Yes, that's correct. So I had to think about it for a second. Inside, we're going to show you how to create a generative NFT from scratch, how to do the artwork, even if you're not an artist, how to, create the app, even if you're not a coder. We're gonna launch it. We're going to learn by doing. So we're actually going to do a drop live on the class. Okay, so sign up with the link down below to hold your spot today. So let's see here. Do I think flipping will happen this year? Maybe. I'd put it below 50% probability. But I'd say if it does flip this year, then I don't think it would stay. So do I recommend any certification to get my first job as a blockchain developer? So basically, you can get certifications. They're not going to be bad by any stretch of the imagination, but the thing that's going to move the needle the most is what you can personally do. Now, I know that certifications might be an indication of that, but most people are just going to look at like, hey, what can this person do now? They're not going to just use the certification only to authenticate that. You're going to have to do some sort of technical challenge, and that's ultimately what's going to, that's what's typically going to be the thing that is the make or break decision in hiring it from technical competency standpoint. Of course, there's lots of other things, but you might use that certification as sort of a top of the funnel sort of indicator that you know what you're doing. But I think what has at least equal value is having a strong portfolio of things that you have personally created with open source code to prove it. So that's the approach that I recommend. So basically, build a project on your own, unguided, open source the code, put it out there on the web, do a video explainer on how it works, maybe write a blog post, whatever it is. That's going to be it at very least just as good, if not better. And I can tell you that from like experience in all aspects of this equation. So as somebody who's worked for a company, I've been a freelancer, I hire developers now. So yeah, I mean, I've seen it from all sides of the equation. Okay, so another pretty interesting thing that we saw. Let's just do this here. Let me just make sure this isn't fake news. We'll see if this ends up being true. But at least what we're seeing across several different sources is NFTs tied to the Matrix Resurrection, to this new Matrix movie that's coming out, I believe, at the end of this year. They're supposed to launch an NFT. So Warner Bros. Has teamed up with Nifty, non-fungible NFT platform, to release a digital collectibles tied to the Matrix Resurrection, an upcoming science film to be premiered in December this year. So the studio aims to sell 100,000 Matrix-inspired themed NFTs that will go on sale on November 30th. Sorry, I can't talk. $50 per each. In mid-December, the Matrix NFT owners will be given the choice to take a blue pill or a red pill. Taking the blue pill will keep the avatar's character in the Matrix, while the other pill will transform it into a resistance fighter. Reportedly, there'll be more challenge and options with upcoming months. That's kind of cool. There's like some community around it. Doesn't seem like it's just a cash grab to make a bunch of money off NFTs really fast. There's a little bit of experience tied to it, and maybe there's a roadmap down the road. So I think that we're starting to see this as kind of an implementation for like social tokens. Social tokens are a trend that people talk about. I think it's way more likely that social tokens will actually just turn into NFTs because it's way easier to circumvent the regulatory hurdles. And I think that's the easiest way for social tokens to emerge. And typically, I think that's probably how it's going to happen. I could be wrong. Maybe we have something that makes tokens that are cryptocurrencies more viable. But yeah, brand loyalty, getting people involved, giving them more reasons to enter into your tribe, all that type of stuff. So do I collect NFTs? I have some NFTs. I don't spend a lot of time like researching NFTs and trying to find the next hot thing. Typically, if I just see something that pops up that looks like a really good opportunity, I just jump on it. I mean, I watch this space all the time, so I just see things come up And then whenever they do, if it looks like something I want to jump on, I just do it. All right, everybody. That's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so the more people can learn about blockchain. Again, if you're as fast at this technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, get started today. Go to my YouTube homepage. You can find my free courses there, like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And don't forget, we're doing that NFT Masterclass tomorrow. We're going to show you how to create an NFT drop, step-by-step, start to finish, artwork, smart contracts, website, everything. We're going to launch, we're going to drop an NFT live on the class. We're going to learn by doing. We're going to drop it. You all can jump into that NFT if you want to. And if you want to, really increase your skills to make yourself valuable, in the marketplace, build your own project, whatever. Actually, I do that over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. Help people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.